Former President Trump rallying thousands in battleground Nevada as Republicans double down on the key question. Are you better off under Biden than you were under Trump?
Well, our next guest met up with the former president during a swing on the West Coast. Republican senator from the great state of Ohio, J.D. Vance, joins us right now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
So how surprised are you at the reception the president got out in Silicon Valley? Because traditionally they didn't embrace him last time, and now here they are with open arms and wallets.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, though. They've also seen 4 years of the Biden administration, and I think a lot of people are saying you compare the peace and prosperity of the Trump administration to the disaster of the Biden administration. It's not a hard comparison, right? So you did have an amazingly large number of people who were either centrists sort of sitting out 2020. There were a number of Joe Biden donors in 2020 who actually are now supporting the president in 2024, President Trump, that is. So I think you're seeing a lot of shift. I mean, the way that I put this is the donors who are really involved in Silicon Valley in a pro-Trump way, they're not big tech, right? They're little tech. They're starting innovative companies. They don't want the government to destroy their ability to innovate. They also don't like the big guys making it harder for them to innovate either. And I think that's really where the Republican Party is going. We're pro-innovation, pro-worker, but pro-small business, and that's what these guys are.
So David Sachs was your contact, and you worked with him to set this whole thing up. How many people were there, and could you give me an idea of what it was like in that room? And because it's very hard, we're trying to digest AI on the fly, right? Sure. We're trying to find out what the next generation is. The president's got to stay away and also have a policy on this. What was it like?
Yeah, so these are some of the leading innovators in AI, right, who were in that room, probably a couple hundred people at the reception, very successful. But it's funny, Trump was sort of teeing off a little bit and saying, well, here's a thing I worry about with AI. Does anybody know anything about that? And so somebody raises their hand.
This was going on
in the meeting. I mean, he spoke for probably 90 minutes, and then he was like, oh, that's interesting. And then we talked about AI, some of the policy implications. It's really interesting. A thing that the media does and the Democrats try to do when Joe Biden has these very embarrassing moments is they'll try to say, well, Biden and Trump both have their problems. It's ridiculous. Trump is operating at a totally different level of energy and intelligence than Joe Biden. Anybody who actually sees them recognizes that.
His fundraising has been off the charts since the conviction. Are you surprised by that?
Some ways I am, right? I mean, the numbers are shocking. I mean, the campaign thinks that in the weeks since the conviction, they've raised close to $400 million between outside groups, small dollars and big dollars. People are pissed off, excuse my language, but people are very frustrated by the lawfare against Donald Trump, and they're very frustrated that Joe Biden brought war and high inflation, and Donald Trump promised and delivered something else, right? It's not just that Trump is saying, I have a plan to fix this. We actually saw the results, and the results were so much better.
So it looks like the former president is getting close to their VP decision. You're on that list, and we got to ask you about it. You say, oh, I'm not going to be considered. I don't want the job. I just want to be a senator, yada, 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 the whole politician stick. But political insiders do say you're the closest to the president when it comes from an ideology standpoint, whether it's foreign policy or on economics. You understand him. You like Trump. You're out there on social media. You speak your mind. So would you say you're the obvious pick based on that?
I would not say that. Look, it's ultimately Donald Trump's decision. There's a lot of talented people to pick from. And look, I'm glad it's not my decision because there are so many good people. But as I've said to other people, I have not talked to Donald Trump about it. I'm very interested in helping him out, whatever that looks like. So if that means I'm helping out the people of Ohio and the Trump agenda in the Senate, that's great. If he asks me to serve, I will certainly do it.
Are there people on the list that shouldn't be on the list? Since you share,
yeah, who are they? Go ahead, again, pull them up right now.
If you weren't being considered, would you tell us the people? Because the J.D. Vance that I know before he got elected would say these people don't align with the conservative.
Well, look, if there were people on the list that I thought were total scumbags or bad people, I would say so, right? But I think you look at the list, you look at Doug, you look at Marco Rubio, you look at Tim Scott. These are all like fundamentally good and decent people, and I think all of them would make a fine vice president.
Go ahead, Steve.
I was just going to say, we've heard that some of them have been asked to submit documents to be vetted. You're not at that level yet.
Well, so look, they've asked us for a number of things. I think that a number of people have been asked to submit this and that.
Like your taxes or something?
I don't know everything that they've been asked. But yeah, I mean, certainly have you committed a crime? Have you ever lied about this? Certainly you have those conversations, but I think a lot of people are having those conversations.
Do you feel like you're at a disadvantage, though, if you don't ask him about it and say, look, You can choose who you want, but I'd like to be considered because I'm sure there's some on that list that are vetting themselves.
Yeah, you know, the way I think about it, Ainsley, is the vice presidency is an important job to help the administration, to help the president, most importantly, help the country. And my attitude towards it is if it comes to me, great, but it's not something I'm going to lobby for. I don't think that's the right attitude to take towards it. And, you know, maybe Trump respects that, maybe he doesn't, but that's ultimately his call.
The one thing I know separates you from the others, your foreign policy, and it does kind of scare me a little. Are you an isolationist?
No.
Are you like, let Russia run wild, it's not my problem, we have too much of a deficit?
No, not at all, Brian. I mean, look, my attitude on this is we have to be focused on the problems that are directly facing us. I think that the threat from East Asia, from China, is a much more pressing problem for us. And I think on the question of Russia...
You know they're all linked, right? Russia and China working together.
They certainly have some linkages, but I think the important thing with Russia is we have to ask the Europeans to step up in a big way.
True.
The new 21st century world is going to look like America focusing on China.
Can you do both? Can you tell them step up the same way, at the same time, lead?
Oh, we can certainly lead, but I think part of that leadership is having the Europeans spend 2% of their GDP on military and actually rebuilding their own industrial capacity. The Germans, at the very moment that Vladimir Putin threatens Europe, the Germans are deindustrializing. It doesn't make any sense. And I think the most important thing we can do from a leadership perspective is to say to the Europeans, step up. This is your continent. We've got to focus elsewhere.
Well, thank you very much for joining us
Senator.
today on the
Good
couch.
to see you guys. Good morning.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.